This is part 3. We are live again in the rat cave. We have more or less seen all we needed to see. We are decompressing and disinfecting, hopefully, here shortly. We're going to have a little interview process with Ben. Eric's going to lead off with a few questions. Hopefully Ben can answer to the best of his ability. He's been taking phone calls regularly, acting like a drug dealer, coming in and out of the house. Won't tell us what he's doing. So we're a little nervous as to what's going on here. So Eric, I'll pass this on to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we kind of reflect the same opinion of this place. Both stunned, really. And I've been in here a few times. I just saw some stuff that I've never seen in my life. But without further ado, Ben, thank you for joining us this evening.
Anytime.
Let's start off here. Let's start off with. I mean, where to start is really the question.
Let's start off with this room. There's a lot of things that could be added.
That's a fair question. Okay. So
I mean,
around, you see
the flag's a great touch.
It's empty. Now, you would think, maybe throw up a nice big TV right there. To my understanding, that was the plan upon purchasing this house. And before you answer that question, I know how I want to start this off. I know talent was a big part of the process for acquiring this house. Did you and Talon both come in here, do a walkthrough, and then agree to purchase the house?
Yeah, he did. Well, first...
Rent. You're renting, correct?
Yeah, rent.
Okay. I was hoping you didn't purchase it. My God.
Well, first off, Talon, he brought me in one of the days when we were up at Vulcan, and he was like, hey, I'm looking for a house next year. Why don't you check it out with me? And so we had a couple girls that were previously living in this house. So he drove me up here. Right? Actually, I think I drove here. But anyways, went in. She gave us the tour of the house. I said, it looks fine to me.
Now,
just go with it.
Did you go down to the basement as well?
To the best of understanding, I don't really think I went down there. I'm not too sure. It was over the summer of last year. It's kind of hard to remember.
Okay, so say you didn't go down to the basement. We'll say that for
He did not go to the
for the
basement.
sake of argument here. Do you think a lap around that basement would have changed your mind?
Yeah. I mean, really trying to put into perspective, like at nighttime and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't feel safe. Touring this house, or even living in this house for that matter, yeah, I would have really had second thoughts if I would have had to take a lap downstairs.
Okay, so now back to this room. Now I could see if you just toured this top room, everything clean, nothing in it, okay, you can work with it. The basement would have been enough for me to say, you know what, I'm going to look elsewhere.
Correct.
But let's say you didn't look in there and you saw this, okay, I get it, I can see it. But really what you guys have done to this place is really few and far between. A lot to be desired left on the board in this house. So my first question, why no TV up there? I mean, this room, I just have a dooming feeling that a bullet's going to come through and end my life.
In a weird way, I'm actually a little nervous that the car might not be there when we go outside.
You did lock it, by the way.
Yes, I did lock it.
Okay.
Continue.
I mean, really, it just came down to the money's sake. Talon said he didn't really have enough money to split both ways to get a big TV, and I kind of just concurred with him, and kind of went forth with that.
So, I mean, you're obviously in agreement that a lot more could have been done to this house to at least shape it up a little bit, but you can only really do so much after a tour of this place. We talked about the TV, and I believe there was an issue regarding the cable. One, is everything resolved? Two, just as a refresher and for our viewers out there, what kind of cable do you guys, what cable are you locally subscribed to?
I mean, as of right now, we're subscribed to Armstrong cable. More or less, we're on we just got Wi-Fi, and we're using Netflix as a way to watch TV because, it saves us on money and all of that stuff. So that's really what we're going off of.
And how is the Wi-Fi here? Is it a strong connection?
Hell no. It is, kicks from time to time. The router actually is over here. For your viewers,
Yeah, well, we actually got a picture of it earlier.
Okay. But yeah, in order to reboot the Wi-Fi, you have to unplug it, count to 20, and plug it back in.
Okay.
Okay.
So a couple of questions. I'm gonna go pretty deep here, and we would like some detail. Let's start with one. You mentioned that Cox and Kamunk were up here recently, and they were seeing ghosts. You said.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that incident? What they claimed they saw, the time, the place.
Yep. Well, it was Sunday night, so I remember the next day I had a big test in one of my classes, and they were sitting out here, and they kept telling me, "Ben, come out here. We need to tell you something." And they kept seeing shadow figures popping in and out, as if you were to look ahead near the cabinet.
Okay.
They saw shadows kind of kicking back and forth. They also saw shadow figures right around where Austin was standing, poking in and out. Just the shadow, not really any body figure.
Okay.
Now,
Also,
were they laughing or were they serious?
they looked pretty serious to me. Also, they said they saw a head shape, kind of like from like a chest up kind of figure in the window that's right behind the kitchen sink.
Okay.
And also what really kind of like got me thinking was whenever they first took me out of my bedroom, Talon and them, they were kind of like throwing knives at the wall. And
wait.
Hey, all right, just let me finish the story here. And so they got the knife stuck.
I don't know if I want you to proceed.
They got the knife stuck in the wall, which was to the right of the microwave. And
Which is like right here, give or take a few inches.
And so then, as we all sit down back in Reyes where we're sitting, Cox goes, "Wait, that knife was just inside the wall. Where the fuck is it?" And so we get up, we go over it, and it's laying on top of the microwave. So then it really got me thinking, okay, maybe they're not bullshitting about this. But this all started whenever Cox and Kamunk went downstairs and flushed the toilet, which I kind of was telling you guys don't flush the toilet.
Oh, so there was an actual reason that you were scared about the toilet.
Yes.
You think that might have woken the ghosts up?
Yes. I mean, like, that's probably like their area down there. You know, they keep their area, we keep our area, and we go our separate ways and are on good terms.
Okay.
Okay, so to confirm, before we move forward, one, you believe in ghosts?
Well, I mean, I personally didn't see them. Cox and Kamunk said they were seeing figures, and every time I came out here, they weren't there.
Well, okay. So two, do you believe that there are ghosts in this house?
I mean, after what I saw with the knife, yeah.
Then before we proceed, you mentioned that you guys were throwing knives at the wall.
Well, alright, I was sleeping at the time, and Matt and Taylor and Talon were all up.
SLE for $199 per month. See your Western Pennsylvania.
Picking up where we left off, we were kind of getting the rationale for why people were throwing knives at the wall.
I mean, they were drunk at the time, so I mean, as you know, when you get drunk, or I don't know if it's for you viewers out there, or for you guys here, you kind of do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Okay.
So that's whenever it really kind of occurred to me, whenever they took me out of the bathroom, or not out of the bathroom, out of my bedroom, and I was walking into this room, and I saw a knife was sticking out of the wall, and I was like, you know, you're not really supposed to do that. But then, as we sat down, as I went over, it somehow magically made its way out of the wall and on top of the microwave. There were...
Go.
All right. Yeah, so we keep getting cut off, but I just want to ask Ben about one more situation that has, I think, been a recurring situation at this house throughout the course of the semester. Ben, you described hearing a sound that is equivalent to a metal baseball bat hitting off of a firm, like, cement pole almost. And there was a repetitive noise coming in the morning. Could you shed some light on what that may be? And
Quickly.
what you were hearing?
I mean, it had to have been just the house overheating. Honestly, whenever it overheats, the metal poles, I guess, hit together. I'm not too sure what caused it, but it would be around like 4:30 in the morning, and it was like you were standing right next to it, more or less.
So no light shed on what that could have potentially been. Just final question here before we go. Are you scared for your life?
Most definitely.